Who are we?
Nobodies!
Speak for yourself.
Okay. We're Canadian filmmakers with the dream of surviving financially on the backs of our films.
Welcome to our show where we bring people along on our film journey.
Maybe we can learn a thing or two.
Maybe we can teach people a thing or two while drinking beers.
I mean, if you can't drink beers while filmmaking, what's the point?
We are Fable Forest Films, failing our way to success.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. I mean, our show. First frames first.
Hello, and welcome to episode
No
39.
idea. 39?
72? We don't know.
Probably 28.
28.
Cheers.
Episode 28 of First Frames First, a podcast about our filmmaking journey as we strive to make money on the backs of our films. Have we made any money, Jay?
Not yet.
Cheers.
This week's beer, Coors Light. Why? Because we had some left over from the week. The week of filming.
That's right. So, huge week this week. We shot a huge chunk of a feature film.
Yes.
That we've been kind of gearing up towards, and we're going to talk about it, just an overview. Now, we're going to have a bunch of episodes on this because it warrants, there's a lot of information, and this last week has been sort of like hell week. It's been
like I wanted to start off the show with my head on the table and
crying
and then be like, oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I was just having a nap from this week that we've had.
Yeah.
We're whispering because there's children upstairs sleeping, not sleeping yet.
Yeah.
So yes, we're gonna talk about this whole week. I can't even tell if I'm looking where I'm looking at on the camera, but we're gonna talk about the week that we just had. We're gonna invite some of the cast and crew on in subsequent podcasts to talk about their experiences. We aren't finished, but we
didn't know that when we started. We didn't know how unfinished we would be.
True.
When we started. We thought we would get more stuff, but like any exciting venture, it requires, when things are going, it requires course correction, and we had to course correct halfway through.
Yeah.
And I'll say that I'm more optimistic now than I was at the beginning.
Yeah, we've got some awesome stuff.
Yeah, just because. Yeah, and so just an overview. We've got one hooer to talk about what exactly we did.
1 hour.
But isn't it funnier when you make it sound like one haul?
I suppose.
Yeah.
I was just wondering which we were talking about. But okay, I got you now. So and are we going to talk about any, do you know any news? I've seen some movies recently. While you were sleeping, I went to watch movies. So I've got a couple movies to watch.
I'm totally desperate to go and watch movies.
And then we can do some trivia and then wrap this up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So before we get started, so are we jumping right into it?
Yeah, let's go.
Before we start talking about the movie, I just want to remind everyone that on last week's episode, we chose who our Oscar picks were for the year.
I'm ashamed. I'm silenced and ashamed that you are victorious. I
picked way more winners than you. Exactly one more winner than you. But look, a win is a win. So
I think Shape of Water was just because of the hype leading up to it. I think that was a gimme.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that Sam Rockwell got an Oscar.
And I chose Woody Harrelson.
Amazing.
And either or, I was happy with. Yeah. And Frances McDormand was amazing. Yeah. We both chose her for Best Actress, and she won. And can you believe that Get Out won Best Original Screenplay?
Unbelievable.
So I'm very excited about that.
Unbelievable.
But it was a great Oscars. We were filming upstairs, and we had to have everything quiet. Yes, people screaming quiet on set. But we would come down. We had the Oscars on the TV. We'd come down and just see where it was. Was there anything exciting that we wanted to watch? And then we would pause filmmaking and come down and see who won in their speeches and things like that, and then go back to work. So that was a late night actually. I think. I can't remember which night.
We even shut it down and came and watched the very last and most exciting part of the Oscars.
Yes.
So that was good. So, jumping right into our endeavor, what is the new title of the film?
Okay, so let's put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
We had called our movie Winter Wonderland. So everybody that's been watching up to this point, we were like, it's gonna be a snowy. Our lead character's named William Winter. A nice little play there. And everybody knows it's a story about monsters that are outside. People get trapped inside a house, and then someone starts killing the people inside a house. A serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a movie about all the people inside the house, and then but they're all trapped. So we started filming, and there was no snow.
Very little.
Very, very little.
Yeah, you couldn't really call it like a Winter Wonderland.
No. The first scene that we shot on day one, which was Saturday, outside with the creatures walking around William Winter, there was
hardly any snow on the ground.
Hardly any snow on the walkways and stuff.
Yeah.
So we were kind of pretty disappointed, and we shot a bunch of outdoor scenes. Again, minimal snow. But then as the week progressed, it started to snow. So it kind of messed with our continuity a little bit. But I can't remember what the name of the movie that I came up with one night. I remember that night that I didn't sleep at all. I was like, I came up with a new name, and here it is.
Oh, hang on.
But anyways, if we look up...
It was a good title.
It was a good name, but what happened was there was a bunch of movies on IMDb with the same name, like 5 or 6.
And recent movies, not like old ones.
They were horror movies.
Yeah.
And the latest one, which came out this year, had Mickey Rourke in it. So I was like,
can't do it.
Crap.
It's too big.
Too big.
Yeah.
So the most recent names that we came up with were The Shift.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's going to be. The Shift. Now I'm going to give one more iteration, but I just don't like it as much.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go with The Shift. Now there are 2 older films with the name, but they both have to do with a shift at a workplace. Like it's like the night shift at a hospital, and that's the name of the movie. And then the other kind of name that we threw out there was The Shifted. So it's kind of like a play on the creatures that we have, like they've shifted into something else. But the shift gives us more room to play, right? The shift is like the world has gone through a shift, the creatures have gone through a shift, the people in the house are going through a shift. So you can play a little bit more with the title. It makes a little bit more sense for everything.
Yeah. So do you think we're going to run into any problems with the title?
I don't think so.
Like are you allowed to
let me
have
ask
a
you a
title
question.
that's the name of another film?
Why are there already 6 movies with the same name as the other title I gave you before? Why are there 2 movies with this same title?
Absolutely.
Now, here's what I think. I think so long as you are outside of, number one, the other movies have never been a crazy commercial success, right? Like, you could never come out with another movie called Terminator 3 Judgment Day or Terminator 2 Judgment Day, right? Like, that would be ridiculous. Or Avatar.
But no, do you know what I think? It probably has to do with trademark. Like if they were like Avatar, the name Avatar.
Avatars.
There's another film called Avatar.
That cartoon with the boy with the arrow, the airbender.
Oh, okay, is that new?
No. So there's been a cartoon on TV for ages called Avatar, and then when they came out with the movie, they called it Avatar: The Last Airbender. The M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
But it's a cartoon called Avatar. I think the thing is, I don't think that you can like copyright a word like that. You know what I mean?
Unless, like, you couldn't use the word Disney.
Probably not.
Yeah, because I think it has to do with trademark. So if like the name, now we're just talking here, but I think if the name is synonymous with the product,
right?
You know what I mean?
Like
if Avatar becomes synonymous with the movie, like Terminator,
right,
becomes synonymous with that actual movie series, and they trademark that, and they acknowledge, yes, the word Terminator is associated with Arnold Schwarzenegger machines, this series of movies, then you couldn't use the word Terminator.
I think the gut check should be, you walk up to 5 random people and say, have you seen the movie The Shift? And if they say, never heard of it, then you're safe.
Oh, that's how you legally know if you're okay.
I'm fairly certain.
You just wander up to
if you walk up to people and you're like, have you seen The Terminator?
What if
there's 5 people that are like, never heard of The Terminator?
What if it's 5 random people like in the deep jungles of South America?
Okay. North American.
I'm just asking.
But I mean, if you ask Zach Parsons, that guy hasn't seen any movies. So.
He's terrible. I don't even know why he acts in movies.
Yeah, he watches Lord of the Rings. That's it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're gonna go with The Shift. That's what we're gonna change the name to for now until we get sued by The Shift.
Yeah.
And but I like it.
Good.
I like it.
I'll just throw out Wii Shift.
Wii Shift, like WII, like the Nintendo Wii.
Shut your mouth. WE Shift. Just that. I'll just throw that in there.
I like The Shifted better than Wii Shift.
We shifted?
No.
Fuck. Come on, man.
Gross.
Just think about it.
Yeah. Well, who's we?
Everyone.
Oh. Yeah, that's The Shift.
It's a different way of saying it's different.
Okay, moving on. So
let's take a vote.
Let's take a vote?
Let's take a vote.
Okay, well, I vote for The Shift.
Okay.
You vote for We Shift. It's a deadlock.
The 3 people that are listening right now.
Yeah, okay.
In Facebook, send us a message.
Yes.
With what you think the name of the film should be.
I'm even okay if it changes again, but you probably need to roll with one title as well. Yeah. But anyways, so
The Shift is fine. It's plain. Yeah. You know, it's boring. Yeah. It's normal. We'll go with that one.
See what he's doing. Okay. So, anyways, we Adrian's family. The main set was here in his home.
Right here. We shot a lot of scenes in this living room kitchen area.
Wait till you see it. You're gonna be like, oh shit! Yeah, I know what happened in there.
It looks amazing. Yeah, it looks great.
So Adrian's family left for the week. Luckily, really helped us out a lot.
Moved in with the in-laws.
Yes, and so we showed up Friday evening. I went to pick up my dad, who was. We need him back on the podcast. He was indispensable.
Yeah.
For the week, and Cassandra Sloan, and we picked up a bunch of gear from our good friends at Ed Video in Guelph. And so I can't remember what time we showed up here, like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we tore his basement apart.
Yeah. Ripped it up, getting it ready for the sets, right?
For the sets that were going to be downstairs. And set decked, cleaned. Your downstairs has never been so clean.
Never. Since the day we moved in.
Right. It's amazing. And we went pretty late that night, if I recall correctly. And I think our first call time was Saturday morning at like 9 a.m. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
And we started off with an outdoor scene. We had, if you were watching Twitter or maybe Instagram, I don't know, but definitely Twitter, we had our first scene, Adrian calling action. During that scene, we had a drone flying up, catching all the action from above and stuff like that. It was a good start to the whole week.
Good,
it was fun.
Good, but
maybe unusable. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe unusable. Just because, and this was probably the most difficult thing that we went through on the shoot, was that we were hoping that our monsters would be so in the background and blurry. Like, we don't really want to show our monsters through the movie. We want majority of the movie
closer to the end.
Till close to the end. So the monsters needed to be just blurry things, and they were coming off very clean and very visible. And so we had just sort of prepped them with like skull caps and sort of a bit of basic blood and dirt and stuff like that, and it just wasn't looking good.
Yeah. So unless we can punch in or fake it or something, I don't know. We'll see.
But also there is no snow, so like. We could just do better, and if we get real monsters, or...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe we don't need that, you know what I mean?
Maybe. We'll see.
But,
we'll see when we start putting everything together, for sure.
Yeah. Because also the drop of blood on his jacket didn't really work. You know, the oozy blacky stuff that came onto his jacket, that didn't work. We need to leave that. But what it did was it highlighted basically one of the problems, our main problem, which would be we didn't have a solution for our monsters.
Right.
We didn't actually have. We had a conceptual artist do some paintings and some drawings, so we knew exactly what the monster should look like. We didn't have a dedicated individual who could come out and make sure that our monsters were like
perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we were struggling.
So this is something that over the next couple of weeks we're going to be working on like mad people to make sure that we have something that's either amazing, because what we ended up doing was when we struggled with the monsters, we made a decision that rather than continuing to shoot the different scenes that had monsters in them, even though there's one scene where kind of a monster gets into the house, and it's kind of a long sequence, and rather than trying to fake it and shoot it where you never really see the monster, we just made a decision to put those scenes on hold and bring people back when we're ready.
Yeah. So
what we tried to do was, after making that decision, it eased the stress a little, even though we still have work to do. But it really gave us the opportunity to capture the stuff that had the performances of the actors and not the monster stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think probably will turn out to be a good move.
Yeah. So we when was it? It was probably like Tuesday. Around Tuesday, we got to a situation where we realized that we were not pulling the monsters off.
Right.
And this movie, what we found when we started shooting was that the performances were turning out amazing. The cinematography was looking awesome. So it felt like it was ours to lose with the monsters. Like, if we could make the monsters work, we'd have a really great film here. If we fucked up the monsters, we'd have a terrible movie. So we decided to take a breath, get the performance stuff, and regroup with knowing what we were doing with the monsters. Because I'd like to just talk about coming into this film. So coming into this film, we originally thought, right, we're going to do kind of an improv movie. Right? We're going to know what the scenes are about, and then we're going to have the actors come in. We're going to tell them where they need to get to, and then we're just going to fire off until they get to the end of the scene. And
it was cool because when we sent out all the additions, that's kind of how we played it. We were like, listen guys, here's what the basic movie's about. You know, you need to be pretty comfortable with improv because we're going to throw you a scene and we're going to be like, here's a line, maybe two lines, and make the magic happen and get to this point, right? How did that work out?
So about 2 weeks before we start shooting, I start thinking about it, and unless people are like, when you see people try and go at it, they'll often just babble, and it's not concise. Right. So I started getting really nervous that what we were going to end up with was a bunch of, caca, if we let people just do what they wanted to, especially if people are not experienced.
Yeah.
My hope originally was, because people are not so experienced, maybe this would help them get into character.
Right.
But I changed my mind and I decided I'm going to start writing. So I started writing like a machine. Every night I was writing as much as I could,
So we did have an outline with all the different scenes, and then he would just start blowing out what happened in each scene, add dialogue, add some more direction, kind of add who was in each scene.
Yeah.
But what we found was, so originally I had made a schedule based on the outline. So it was like, we'll probably be in the living room and this is going to happen, right? So, and these people are going to be in it. But as he started to flesh it out, one scene in the outline turned out to be 9 scenes that were spread around the whole house.
Yeah, so things happen in different places with different people during the same event.
Right.
Like a single event.
Turned into locations.
Multiple locations, inside the house. So while I'm chunking through the script, I would send the new version to Jason, and Jason is chunking through the schedule as fast as he can. So we are like, and we're coming, let me tell you, the last few scenes I was writing, so we would finish the day.
The last scenes of the movie that we filmed on the last day I think you wrote them.
On lunch.
Yeah, at lunch.
So like, I would go upstairs after we finished in the evening.
Yeah.
I'd go upstairs and I'd write until my head started to drop.
Yeah.
Then I'd go to sleep, and then we'd wake up and we'd do, because we had a bunch of scenes, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is that because we just had, because it's a murder mystery, you have red herrings and you have sort of like things, little clues that, and those need to come around again and need to be dealt with in the final scene.
Right.
So like you can't improv that.
No.
You have to have that sort of like locked in.
Yes.
So anyway, it was a mad hustle.
So let's just say this. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
It did. It seemed
because
so amazing.
I remember even before we did the monster concept, we were just like, you know what we just want to get a bunch of people together in a house, just shoot a movie, whole movie in a weekend. You know, a couple days.
Yep.
Just everybody just comes in a house and does random things, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna turn the whole thing into a movie. I'm just gonna say, this has been there's been a lot of lessons learned, and one of them is we won't be doing this again.
Yeah.
A feature film is ridiculous without a script. Like,
yes,
the thing, and where we started to find a major issues was we like we were saying, we built a schedule. We had the actors, so I had given them their schedule for the week, right? Like, you're going to be here on this such and such day, such and such a whatever, blah blah blah. And then as we would go and tweak and add different scenes and stuff like that, I would forget to, like, we would do the new schedule, but I would forget when I had already told people they had to be there, and when they had told me, I had already worked out when they told me they couldn't be there, and I had already taken that into account in a previous schedule. And so then I'd be doing things, and on the day the person would go, you know, I have to be out of here by 2 p.m., right? And I would have them for the rest of the afternoon, let's say, and I'd be like, yes, I remember that you told me that now. And we would, like a madman, I would take my laptop and go upstairs and try to rejig the whole schedule, and then I would irritate Adrian, because we had one great actress, Alyssa, for 2 days. So all of her scenes took place on 2 days. And on Wednesday, we had her final scenes. We did a scene in the kitchen here. And then on Thursday, we had to come back to the kitchen for a couple scenes. And I remember Adrian being like, why are we back in the kitchen? We had this lit exactly right yesterday for the whatever. And I was like, we had to get the scene yesterday where she was in the kitchen, and now she's not here, and I had to get the other people. Anyways, so just a writing, scheduling nightmare, stupidity, not happening again. I mean, you want the script so far in advance, perfect schedule. Yeah. That way you can give people, and you know they're going to be there during the time.
You know what props and wardrobe, exactly. Everything is sorted. Like, the script is the thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Is the whole shebang before you get going.
And you guys all know this. Like, everybody that's watching,
everybody knows it.
They know.
Everybody knows it.
So just if you're thinking of making a full-length improv movie, be careful.
Now, I will say, the dialogue that I hashed out, that I wrote, when I heard it coming out of those actors' mouths, sounded great.
Yeah, and you know,
it sounded so natural.
Yeah,
like we workshopped it. Like
we did, and they changed lines.
And people would. It was a very open sort of environment where people could, come to the table with whatever ideas they wanted. They were like, nah, this line's a bit, change it, move it, change. The whole scene would change. But at the end of the day, I don't know. It
was close.
We got some good stuff, man.
Yeah,
we got some really great scenes.
And when I say we went from improv to scripted, that is true, except that we still let the actors, like, if they came up with a brand new line on their own, that was totally fine. Like, we went from outline to a much more scripted outline, but it was still okay if we deviated a little bit in the moment.
And even though we were open, but I will say that even though we were open to deviation, I really feel like the actors gravitated towards the script. They were like, they were good to just, they were like, I think there was a relief. For Derek particularly, he was relieved that he didn't have to
make things
try and think of things. He could just learn the lines and nail that.
And did he ever?
Yeah. Whew. He did phone me thinking about his last scene.
Oh, yes.
Whether he played it correctly. And I said to him, we're going to look at it, and if
you fucked it up,
if you want to,
I'm just kidding.
If you want to, we'll do it again. Like,
so I actually wanted to ask you, are we still looking to do a final scene?
Yes.
Yes.
We're still looking.
We got the final interaction. Don't give anything away. But are we still looking to do a final?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does there have to be snow on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay, then we should get on it. Get up on it.
Yeah, CG. This is the question, though, whether we find it. So the thing that we're dealing with right now is we're going to run out of snow.
Mm-hmm.
And we have other things to shoot that are kind of outside. And we need to get in touch, or we need to get into our team. We need to bring a CGI artist.
Yeah.
Who can tell us how feasible it is to just put snow on the ground. And putting snow on the ground, I think, is one thing. But having a character move through the snow, that's something else.
Yeah.
Because then the snow needs to interact with them. So we need to find out how possible it is and how much it'll cost.
Yeah.
It might be way expensive. It might be so expensive that we're like...
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, do you have Avengers money? Because that's what it's going to cost.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah. What was another problem? So the other thing too was, another interesting thing was 2 days before we started shooting. 2 days? No, on the Wednesday. So technically 3 days before we started shooting, but 2 days before we were getting everything moving really, we lost one of our lead actresses. So that was just another... I mean, we pulled through, but it was very difficult, right? So, and again, you know, I think, I don't know, maybe this happens all the time. Possibly, I'm not sure.
It might be the norm.
It might be the norm,
yeah.
Right? But for us, it was very devastating. Because again, you have your schedule built, everybody kind of knows the script. So last minute, we were hunting for one of our main characters that's pretty much in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the good thing was, if you guys remember, we had said we did about 100 or 120 interviews, or auditions rather. And so I had reached out to one young lady who was amazing, who was, I think, maybe our second choice. And I said, listen, you know, I am in a rush. You have till noon tomorrow to let us know if you can do this or not.
Elisa?
No.
Oh.
Leah. Now, so noon came around the next day and she hadn't gotten back to me yet. So then I reached out to who was, now I hope Elisa's not watching this show, but Elisa was third on our list. And so I sent her a message and I was like, would you like to da-da-da? And at the same time, I sent a message to the fourth on our list, who was Rachel, if you remember Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent two more messages and I was like, first person to get back to me, unfortunately, because now it was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Already after, it was Thursday at 2 p.m. and we were starting on Saturday morning. So Rachel reached out right away and she was like, I'm sorry, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got these commitments. And Elisa reached out and she was like, love to. She was like, the only problem is I can't shoot on, I can't remember, Monday, something like that. There was one day she couldn't shoot. So I was like, perfect, you're in. Wonderful. Congratulations.
And we lucked out because she was awesome.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
But then Leah reached out at like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. She was like, I would love to. This is amazing. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I did give you till noon. I'm sorry, but I had to give it away. And she was disappointed, but I said, well, I do have one more character that you can play.
Leah.
Right. So I was like, I have one more character you can play, and I would love it if you came out and did this. And she was great.
She was awesome
in that role too. Yeah. So and then afterwards, she just thanked me. She was like, even though I wasn't able to take the lead role, thank you so much for putting me in the other spot. And
yeah.
So
that's awesome.
But Elisa took the role of Lauren, and she was awesome.
Yeah,
she was great.
She knocked it out.
So that was really cool. Again, just a funny little...
Knocked it out the park.
She did well. Anyways.
So I'll say the difficult thing that I struggled with the pace in that...
Our pace?
Yeah, just because like I wanted to I wanted to do more with each scene, and I know that's like you're like there's no possible way.
Oh, I let you guys do more most of the time.
Yeah, no, I know, but like we were under the gun. Like we were always under the gun.
Oh yeah.
And then the other thing that the other aspect was sort of, I ordered a bunch of things on Amazon to help with the movie, and they just arrived so late.
Well, the one didn't arrive.
The dummy.
The dummy didn't arrive.
Not for the whole movie.
Right.
Like, it's like...
We had to make a dummy.
Yeah, man. It just... Yeah, thanks, Ken. Nailed it. So...
Safety pinned all the clothes together. Clothes and balloons stuffed in.
Yeah. But now we need to do the monsters.
30 minutes? Okay, I'm going to have to cut a piece of this out.
Why? Oh, what?
Are you just going to tell people who the final people of the movie are?
Oh.
Just wondering. Just wondering if you're going to be... I mean, I called it the shift, but do you just want to give the whole thing away? Or?
Sorry. I didn't even realize that I gave it away.
That's cool.
So, 30 minutes. You got to cut that piece out.
Yeah, I do. Totally do.
But other than that, I was Cheers. I was so surprised. I was just like... the performances and the look of the film and the way that it was coming together, I was like, this could be amazing.
Yeah.
As we were going. Because I didn't know. Because we didn't have a script. I hadn't read the script multiple times. We had this idea, we had this outline, and we were just going. And we had ideas, and we were just trying to implement the ideas as we were going. And some of them were like spot on.
Yeah. And
looked amazing. And I mean... So that's why, as we went, I got more and more upset that the monsters were not where they needed to be. Because the performances and the cinematography was exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah, I'm going to be... I'm unsure, because I know we did a lot of, like... we were at a certain time of day, and we made it look like it was night, or we made it look like it was day, and things like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the scenes that mesh up with each other, just to see if everything looks appropriate. I know you can do some stuff, but I know it's better to light properly at first than it is to do things.
There was only like one scene that was day for night.
Yeah.
And I color tested it before we shot it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it looks like night. It's good. Cool. It looks pretty good.
Sweet. So yeah, we actually had as well. We had one scene where we were doing an effect, and so that was another thing too. The makeup artist / special effects artist that we worked with on our Postman project, Dave Guthrie, that poor guy went through some life during the life cycle of this film. He had a pet pass away, and his whole family was like super upset. He had a person pass away in his family, and then he got like super flu. So he was just completely useless through the week, and he felt terrible. But so last minute we had to bring in a makeup artist that we had never worked with before, and it was cool because we just we had put a note out on Facebook, and she liked the note that we put out. So I just pinged her, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to do some work tonight?" And she was like, "Sure." And she came out, what time, like 8 or 9 o'clock at night for the first time, had never met us before, and pulled off some pretty cool effects.
Yeah.
And we had a friend, a buddy, come to watch one of the effects get done, and it was a whole big setup, and then we ran it, and it didn't work. He was like, disappointing. And I was like, listen, you can stay to watch us reset the whole thing up. It's going to take like another half hour, 40 minutes. He was like, nah, I'll head out. And then we reset everything up and did it again, and then it was awesome. So
it was really good.
Tough shit.
Yeah.
But he'll see it. He'll see the second version in the movie. So
yes, he will.
Because it was awesome.
Because it was amazing.
But I'm just trying to think of like all the like little things, you know. There's so many little things, you know. We gotta feeding different people different things all through the week. We had some amazing help from I don't want to say sponsors exactly, but some great people in the region who helped us out with coffee all week long, and
Yeah.
cheaper food and things like that. So it was a huge deal.
It was good. We got 2 restaurants that helped us out. They gave us a huge discount. Like I think they gave us it basically came to like just above cost.
Yeah.
Was what they were selling us their sandwiches for.
Yeah.
Two different places, and so we were able to get lunch from them.
It was hilarious in that
for a good price.
I think we did like 3 days worth of like soups and sandwiches and all kinds of stuff for the same price that we did like one pizza night for. So
yeah, exactly. Like it was like half the price.
So
pizza.
Don't be afraid when you're making an indie film to just ping every restaurant, especially if you have people that are part of the production that kind of know a guy that knows a guy.
Yeah.
You got to try to get out there, and because it's so like we had in this film, we had at any given moment we had close to 20 people in this house. Right, because a lot of other productions we've had smaller crew and smaller cast, but this one we always had a crew of probably close to 10, and then a cast of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in the house at any given moment, because we had people playing creatures and things like that. So, when you're feeding 20 people pizza,
it adds up real quick.
So,
and you know what? And I will say that the thing that we did for the other movies, which is amazing, is you actually get family and friends that and everybody caters a different meal for the day. So, like, what would happen for Bickerman's Grove is, for the one day, my sister-in-law would bring lunch, and then on another day, my mother-in-law would help out, and she would bring lunch for everyone. And we didn't pay them. They did that out of the goodness of their hearts. But if you were paying for the food and all that stuff, that's a really great way to go to feed people.
I mean,
you make a big bowl of chili, and you know.
One day we went out and got lasagnas. Remember?
That's right.
And Dad cooked them over here.
Absolutely.
But it was funny because, again, when you're filming in the kitchen, it's kind of a pain to have
somebody
cooking
lunch.
lasagnas over there. But
the oven's going. Yeah.
So all in all, but all that said, and we went Saturday night. We went all day long from whatever 8 a.m. till midnight. The first day. I went home. He kept writing till like 2. I kept scheduling till I didn't go to sleep, and then I went the next morning, Sunday morning, and got 2 more scripts printed. By Sunday night, I was like dying. So that was fun. But every day was like 8 or 9 call time till I don't think we ever had a less than a 12-hour day, ever.
Yeah.
Not us. I mean, the cast was less, but like we went, because we would bring in some cast for the morning, and then other casts would arrive at like 11 or 12 for their portions of the stuff that went kind of into the evening. So it was like 7 or 8 long days.
Yeah, right in the middle there, I looked towards the beginning, and I was like, I don't even see the beginning.
Yeah.
I looked towards the end, and I didn't see an end.
Yeah.
It felt like I was in the vortex of eternity.
What I liked was close to the end, like I think Wednesday night, we had a really big sequence. What is that?
That is the dishwasher.
The dishwasher? Wednesday night we had a big FX sequence. Thursday night we had a big FX sequence. Friday morning we had a big thing where we all had to caravan and travel as a group. And then Friday night we were setting up to do a big thing, but then we ended up pushing it till Saturday morning. So the neat thing about the last few days was we worked a bunch of little scenes and then had something really big. So each of those nights kind of had like a put a point on it sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which
so
is pretty cool.
And the way that I think about it right now is that we have, if say for instance in terms of percentage, I feel like we have shot 75-80% of the movie.
Oh yeah.
And we have another 20% scenes and then monster stuff to do.
Yeah,
like we have a bunch of stuff, and there are some additions that I think are absolutely crucial with the monsters in order to make this movie work. Because, Jay, we're going to sink or swim based on these monsters, and if we have good monsters,
This movie's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be great. It really is.
Wait till you guys see this stuff. Like when we start, and the tricky part is I really want to show some of the really cool stuff, but we also can't give away the murder mystery. So
can't give away.
It's tricky when we make this trailer.
Like we're gonna have to watch
the trailer that we're gonna have to make. Is you know how sometimes you watch a trailer and it gives away everything almost. You're like, oh, I know exactly what happens in that action movie. Not this one. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Like you're gonna know exactly what happens, but you won't know the twists and turns.
Yeah. So.
Sort of like they wouldn't give it away in The Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give away that, spoiler alert, but that
True.
BW is dead.
True. Except we also can't show certain people killing other people.
Yeah. You can't. So what we need to watch is the Orient Express, but we identify the premise of the film.
Yes.
Solidly.
Yes.
Like someone is killing people inside the house. Go. Why can't we go outside?
That's the. That's the.
There's monsters.
Yes. Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
So we have like a musical box that Jay has that is really creepy, and it goes blang 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 blang. So that's going to be it's probably going to be the theme for the whole film.
Amazing.
It's very creepy.
So
next steps
for us.
Yeah.
Next steps is absolutely CG and monster. Right, getting the monster stuff done is absolutely now for this weekend coming. I also just got turned down for one doctor's office, but by tomorrow afternoon I'll know about doctor's office number 2.
Yeah.
If we get it, we got to do that this weekend, Saturday morning. If we don't get it, I don't know where we're going to do a doctor's office, but. We'll figure it out.
Okay, you just need to let Derek know. I was like, I think we're going to postpone.
Derek's not in the doctor's office, but
yes. His mother is. He was asking about that, and I was like, I'll talk to Jay. I think he's going to let you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think we're postponing, because I thought we were postponing everything. But
I mean, there's no need to postpone that one. And then the other thing we need to do is... we need to decide if the other sequence this coming weekend... if we're going to do it or not. If we don't have a monster. So
which sequence? The final?
Yeah.
I think...
You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, the very final shot?
No.
Which sequence? You can tell me without letting go.
The plate sequence.
Oh. Yeah. The thing is, we're going to have to bust into his house with the monsters anyway.
Yeah. So anyways, maybe.
Well, no, we have the monster thing, right?
Yeah, so we're definitely putting that off.
I think so.
We're trying to be vague here, guys.
Yeah.
We're trying to be vague. We're just gonna turn this off and talk. Anyways, okay, so we gotta make that decision.
But there's no snow in that, so there's no real urgency
to push it. Yeah.
The shots where there's urgency, that it's the snow shots, right?
Right.
So what we can shoot is we could shoot Derek getting pulled out of the house where we don't see the monster. Mm-hmm. Hannah's in the background. Mm-hmm. We do that now.
Oh yeah.
Just him pulled out of the house with Hannah in the background.
Yeah.
And then there's a shot that I'd like to shoot with Derek outside.
Right.
Another one. And then we can do the monster shot as well.
Later on. Okay.
Just the walking. The final.
Oh yeah.
The very final shot.
Very final shot with who is the killer and who is the hero of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We can do that.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
The woman and
the both
other woman.
And the guy.
That guy?
Yeah, and that other thing.
And the man.
So, how vague were we there? Right? Okay.
Super cool.
So yeah, are we are you ready for some trivia here?
Yeah. So basically we are right in the middle and we shat ourselves over the week, but we made it.
We did. And it was great.
People asked me about how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I said it feels, and this is how I feel about every movie, is that you kind of leave pieces of your soul along the road on the way. Because it takes pieces of you as you go. It's that heavy,
It was very hard
It was hard.
It feels really good knowing how much we've gotten done to this point. It's still a little scary with how much further we have to go.
That's right.
I'm
terrified.
I'm very happy.
I'm terrified with the amount of work left. Like,
Yes.
it's daunting.
But this movie's going to be amazing.
It is.
I can't
It is.
wait till you guys see this.
It's awesome. It is so. The performances were stunning. I think the story is going to be really cool.
I lost $25,000 because of Zach Parsons. Let me just put that out to you right now. I play a trivia game every day.
HQ.
A
lot of people know.
Oh, everybody knows that?
They must.
So the HQ game. So it's 9 o'clock. I've got Adrian's phone and I've got my phone. He's directing, so I'm going to press the buttons and I'm going to win this money. So I've got them set.
25 grand will pay for the movie.
Right? So I got them set. And we've got the monitors. I love watching the monitors. You know, it's funny. Dad was like, I don't like watching the monitors. I like going in the room, like standing in the doorway and just watching the whole performance. And I'm like, no, I hate that because I want to see what is being captured by the camera, right? Because I want to know that we've got the lines in focus. I know that we've got, there's not a big cable hanging down in the middle of the whatever. So I really like watching the monitors. So I'm in there. I got the monitors set up right here. I've got the phones right here, and I look over, and Zach Parsons is on camera, on the monitor. He's delivering some lines, and they are amazing. And then I'm just watching the performance, and I'm just like, yeah, he's really good. And then I look down, and it was like, you have been eliminated. I was so pissed.
Over.
Game over.
Yeah.
So, anyways, guys, that's it for talking about the shift today. And
you mean we shift?
no, that's not what I meant at all. In the upcoming episodes, we're going to try to bring out some of the actors and crew, chit chat about their experience, and keep letting you know kind of how we're doing. We are also right in the midst of our Muay Thai documentary. So what's happening with that is that all of the clubs are kind of putting forth their fighters, everybody that wants to be part of the show. And so we have the Muay Thai series, but we're getting help putting on an actual Muay Thai event, a showcase, where the fighters come in and fight each other.
Which will be part of the series.
Which will be part of the series, but there's a lot of work that has to go into setting that up and people putting forth their people and getting the proper matchups and all that kind of stuff. So all that's happening. So we'll keep you guys in the loop with how we're doing there.
Yeah.
Cool.
We keep plodding along. We keep moving forward.
Keep moving. Trivia time?
Let's do it.
Amazing.
Give me Trey's cards. Is it 3?
Here we go. 3 cards. Here we go.
And we're doing question 2.
Question 2. Here we go. Let's do this and then I'll tell you what movies I've seen.
Name the 2 Washington Post journalists portrayed in All the President's Men.
Frost and Walter Cronkite.
I have no idea. Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein.
I haven't seen All the President's Men. Okay. We did say we were going to get newer cards, but anyways, it's still fun to
Here
to
we
do
go.
this.
Yeah.
What musical star directed Falling from Grace?
What musical star? You're supposed to try and answer the question too.
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay.
I forgot that I was supposed to answer.
I don't know. Wait. Jerry. Jack. Lemmon.
John Mellencamp. John Cougar Mellencamp.
Who wrote the novels The Firm and The Pelican Brief?
John Grisham. Steve Martin finds himself in love with grey matter in what movie?
Steve Martin and grey matter?
Steve Martin finds himself in love with grey matter in what movie?
So he's a scientist? Steve Martin? When was that?
I'm going to say The Geek.
Oh, could good option. I don't think I've seen it, but something along the lines of flubber. Cockbag.
I'm not right. So if you want, I'm not correct.
In My Daughter's Wedding. What were those series of films that he did?
The Man with Two Brains.
Fuck's sake. Where was the gun?
I haven't seen that movie either.
Where was the gun Michael Corleone uses to kill Chief McCloskey and Solozo hidden?
In a chimney.
Come on, bro. I'm gonna say.
Am I wrong?
It's in the cistern, the back of the toilet.
Okay.
In the bathroom.
Damn it, he got it. It's 2-1. Here we go. What movie studio's opening originally featured an airplane circling around the Earth? Universal. Yes, he wins. 3-2.
Yes.
Damn it.
Doesn't happen very often.
No.
Okay, so basically, Jay.
No, I want to talk about the movies I've seen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So here's what happened. Before we started filming, I was like, this schedule is amazing. It leaves us so much time.
Mm-hmm.
Some nights we're going to be able to just leave the set and go out and watch a movie while your wife and babies are away. It's going to be a grand old time. That did not work out. However, when we left set Saturday, we went and grabbed a bite to eat. I slept like the dead. And then I took Dad home. We went to see Death Wish with Bruce Willis.
Cool.
Bruce Willis knows how to handle guns, so it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not sure I liked it more than the original, but it was fine. And then I came home and I went to see Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence.
She is a beautiful woman.
She's awesome.
Which is what she's supposed to be in the movie.
And she plays a ballerina.
The ultimate femme fatale.
And she learned how to be a ballerina.
She did?
Yeah.
She is awesome.
So they didn't fake it. We found that out. And I think the really cool thing, I was talking to my wife on the way back, and I was like, can you imagine how cool it is to be a professional actor or actress of that caliber, where it's like, for this movie, we're going to teach you how to be a ballerina.
And
for the next movie, we're going to teach you how to be a professional horse rider. Or you're right. Or you're going to learn kung fu for this movie.
Like
or,
you think about Will Smith after Muhammad Ali. The guys were like, he could be a professional boxer.
Right.
Like he could be a pro. That's how much he's trained in boxing.
So I mean, it must be. I mean, of course they work hard
for sure
to do this stuff.
For sure.
But like they probably at some point teach you how to like slam a car in reverse and squeak around a corner.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise.
Right.
Yeah, because he does all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, and it is cool. And I love when people are like, they say, what do they say? He put on 27 pounds for his role in the movie. And you're like...
Yeah, I put on 27 pounds for my role as a producer in The Shift. I mean, it wasn't easy, but I did it because it's important, right? You have to portray a certain look and feel as a producer. You have to be kind of balding and have shitty hair. Put a little extra on around the midsection, right? Yell at people. Get grumpy.
You were calm and collected.
Yeah,
you were a chill dude, bro.
Yeah, I tried. I tried really hard.
Everybody kind of lost their shit a little bit on the set, except for you and your dad.
Yeah, I actually. There were I had a couple moments
where you nearly strangled someone.
But what I did was I took all of my stuff and I went to a different room to do some work, and I was
chilled out.
I chilled. Yeah, I chilled and got a few things done that I needed to do. But it's okay. And honestly, I didn't lose my shit over anything in particular. It was just we had a lot of like little problems, and tension and things like that. So it was. I think we did a great job. We had little moments, but
I'm happy. I'm exhausted, but I'm really happy with where we are.
Yeah. So we can't stop, guys. We're not stopping. We got to keep pushing forward. And I will tell you, like, all of our socials halted. Like we did casted a couple of photos here and there, which was amazing. But like, you know how we do the 2 posts every couple days or posts every couple days. everything halted during movie making.
I have to build the March posts actually for Instagram.
Just do like 3, and then do the April ones. We won't get caught up, right? So we'll post something. We'll be like, movie time equals us not doing anything else time.
Just be.
The thing is it would be cool to have a social media manager that is taking care of that. That way, if you have to step away to do something huge, it keeps moving. We did post some pictures and some funny videos and things like that, and we got tons of behind the scenes photos, tons of
so much
pictures of the actors and actresses and crew doing all kinds of different things. So as we go over the next bunch of months, as we start to edit and all that kind of stuff, we'll be posting things all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean,
because we're mid movie making here, so you're gonna hear about we shift a lot more.
No.
As we go.
Yes.
Fine. The shift. Fuck. Fine.
So much better. So boring.
Okay.
So much better.
So.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here for tonight. But to keep following along, keep sharing all the stuff, please. One last thing. If you made it this far, we're not quite an hour, so good job. High five. We're gonna start pushing it a little bit more, but we are shooting The Shift now. It's our 3rd feature film. If you want to become one of our super fans, our mega fan, King Kong mega fans, and get your name in the credits for doing almost absolutely nothing, you just have to sign up for our newsletter. When you do that, you're going to get to watch My Huntsville Muse, the short film that we finished back in January. You have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you have to go and leave us a review or stars on iTunes for our podcast.
And then do you know what happens? You make it into the credits of our next film as a superfan.
Yeah, this film right now that we're talking about.
The Shift.
So just keep that in mind.
Those 3 things, and you're in the credits.
You're in the credits. And when you watch the movie on the big screen or on DVD, you get to see your name there as a mega fan. So we're going to keep building this program over time.
And do you know what it does? Do you know what it costs you? 0.
Nothing. So, thank you so much for continuing to support us. And, look, dream big.
And work hard.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching
First Frames First.
Yes, First Frames First. Thank you, Jason.
Welcome.
If you enjoyed, head over to our website, www.thefableforest.com. Check out our films and sign up for our newsletter where we will send you exclusive content.
Hit us up on our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, always at The Fable Forest. And share our show with your friends. It'll really help us out a lot.
Dream big.
Work hard.